everybody. Andrew here with another episode of Games Chat. And of course, Kevin is here also.
Hello.
And we're going to try to keep this one nice and short. This one, we're going to be talking a little bit about possibility of online DRMs being on consoles, specifically the 720, and our predictions on what's going to happen on the February 20th with Sony's event. But first things first, we're going to go ahead and talk about this whole online DRM thing. I actually did write a blog post about this. Check out the description for a link to that. And my overall thoughts is this is not really going to be a thing. My personal opinion is that as long as we buy physical copies of games at the store, there's not going to be any real online DRM, unlike what we saw with this current generation, which is a online pass to do multiplayer. It's basically been about it. But I do think that when things go completely digital, and like consoles like are going to give you only digital content, you're not going to buy a disc or anything like that, any physical copy of the game. At that point, always online DRM is a bit more of a possibility, because when you go and buy that console, you're buying that knowing you need that internet connection, that you have that internet connection to facilitate, this type of DRM system. Kevin?
Yeah, pretty much the only way I could see it for right now is that I don't think that'll be coming anytime, well, not anytime soon, but definitely not this gen, simply for the fact that it's still kind of, not everybody has broadband internet still. Like, I will say probably a pretty good decent amount have at least high-speed DSL, but there's still some people who have questionable...
I mean, it would be hell to try to download a full game.
Exactly.
On DSL.
I mean, maybe when Google Fiber comes to, the entire United States or something like that, I could definitely see that. But also, not only that, but they're putting out GameStop out of business, and also smaller businesses like Play and Trade and stuff like that. They'd be throwing them out of business because they just distribute it digitally right onto their... directly from the console. So you wouldn't need to go out and buy it. There's
always the possibility, though, that they just have code cards or something like that.
True.
And,
but,
you can still do that pre-order and still get, your quote-unquote whatever little limited edition toy or whatever out of that.
But, I mean, still, if you had the internet connection, would you rather go out, spend money on gas, and drive up to the nearest GameStop to pay for the exact same amount of price just to be able to, go to a store and buy it, rather than just sit home and waiting for it to be released, assuming at the same time, or if not at midnight, and just download it instantly. Just have it charged to your card, and then just bam, you instantly start downloading.
And that does bring up a very, very interesting question, if not questions. Like, how it can get with online services when they're getting hammered, the server's getting hammered to download something. Having that physical copy gives you, the edge. You don't have to wait for the download at that point. Then you also, you mentioned like how you have to pay money for gas and stuff, and then you get out there and pay $60 for this game. It's another little debacle going on with the digital scene right now where... before, when the $60 mark popped up, the excuse was, well, we have to pay for the manufacturing, the shipping, and all these, it goes through multiple hands, hence justifying the price of $60. But now, with digital versions of the game, you don't have to pay all that much for, the distribution. The distribution is actually a lot cheaper other than having a server farm, which... is probably going to be hosted by Microsoft, so they're going to be getting their cut, at least, Microsoft or Sony or Nintendo, whoever you'd be buying the digital content from. And that being said, we on Steam, you still see those $60 games pop up. And people are willing to pay that price.
Oh, well, yeah.
And it's really kind of odd, like, sure... I don't really know if everybody's ready to go completely digital, but it's safe to say that at least when it comes to the pricing and the possibility of running into issues because it's digital, you know, it's a weird trade-off between the two.
Yeah. Personally, I don't think that we're gonna be ready to go full digital, because I mean, just I don't know if you like read or heard anything about it, but when the MacBook Air first came out, which I believe was 2 or 3 years ago, so I mean,
it was a while ago.
That's 2 or 3 years ago, but you know, it didn't have any USB ports, and the hard drive was a flash hard drive, I believe.
Yep.
So, oh no, I'm sorry, it had USB ports. It didn't have a CD drive. I'm sorry, that was my mistake. And so, you know, if you wanted to back anything up to a disc or a DVD, or hell, even watch movies on a DVD, you can't do that. It was designed to
Be a netbook.
to be completely, well, not a netbook. It's still very powerful. It's very powerful.
Well, yeah, but
but it wasn't designed to read discs. It was designed to have everything digital through either a flash drive via USB
Chromebook.
or downloaded. Yeah, a Chromebook, but Mac OS.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, don't get me wrong, the Air was great, but it raised a huge issue because nobody wanted to buy it because people were still wanting discs.
Disc and USB ports. So
yep. And Blu-ray now too.
Well,
but
Blu-ray
Mac's not compatible with that. That's a whole other
we'll see how long
thing.
Blu-ray lasts. But yeah, so. I mean, yeah, like you said, like we're not going to be going full on DRM this coming generation, but the possibility is a lot higher for the next generation.
Definitely.
This news of this, or at least rumored change, was brought up by edge-online.com. And, you know, they brought up a bunch of stuff like the specs for the 720 itself, and that's actually the most interesting part out of this, which it's currently it's said to be toting a 8-core 64 1.6 gigahertz CPU. Now, by console standards, that's actually pretty dang good. I mean, the clock speed is slow as heck compared to a PC, but when all you're doing is playing games, you know, you don't need to have all that speed in there.
Right. I bought my PC with the, you know, mindset of editing videos, 3D modeling, everything.
Yep.
You know? So I had to get the super fast CPU with 8 cores and everything. But yeah, for just gaming, that's perfectly acceptable, and if not, pretty dang
good. It outclasses what the Wii U's doing. No offense to the Wii U fans.
Wii U only has 4 cores, right?
Yeah,
I think it's gonna got 4 cores.
I'll have to pull that up. I'm not completely sure on the Wii U specs.
Which, once again, isn't bad, but it doesn't give room for expansion anymore. It's
better than the current generation to a degree, but not much more than that. We're looking at 8 gigabytes DDR3 RAM, which is a good amount. It's a safe bet. PlayStation will also be toting something like 8 gigs of DDR3.
Hopefully.
Yeah, not that mess they did with the PlayStation 3 where it's only 256. That was
not that.
That was garbage. That being said, we have Sony has said that they're going to have an event February 20th in New York. Keep tuned. We're probably going to have our responses to that event in games chat right afterwards. But it's hoped that they're going to reveal what they're going to do, or at least the direction they're going with for the PlayStation 4. I'm most interested to see what they're planning. Anything to say to that, Kevin?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like, they didn't really say much besides they said it was going to change the future. Or whatever, right? Change the future of Sony.
I've gotten to the point.
Pretty much the only thing I can see there is either the. I actually heard rumors of a PlayStation Vita price drop, which they were refusing. And yeah, Vita, whatever. Same thing. Don't me. The what is it? They were strongly going against a price drop because they were saying that it was priced perfectly, just like what they said with the PS3. But and eventually those dropped. But so there's rumors about that. But about the PS4, I could definitely see that they're trying. It wouldn't surprise me if they want to beat Microsoft out to reveal it, because you know.
Well, see, that's the funny thing, because they did say it was stated by the head of Sony that they're going to let Microsoft do their thing first, so they won't, quote unquote, get copied. Which is the funny thing,
Right.
because generally it's Sony doing the
Sony that's
copying.
copying.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, we're gonna see. I'm gonna be most interested to see what happens with this event. Though, I'm kind of not getting my hopes up. If anything, Sony has proven to repeat its mistakes over and over and over again. That being said,
Yeah.
the PlayStation branch of Sony is, I believe, the most profitable branch.
Which is surprising. You'd think the DVDs and
Yeah,
TVs would
well,
be.
there's a lot more competition on that side than there is,
Sure.
the three console manufacturers we have now. So, but yeah, I
That
mean,
is
they've
true.
been basically integrating what they have outside with their other branches into the PlayStation. So we're going to see how much of a living room platform the PlayStation 4 is going to be compared to the PS3, because that seems to be the overarching plan with between Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo to a certain degree, to really become the entertainment hub of the living room for all kinds of
Yeah.
media platforms. So I believe that will wrap it up for this episode of Games Chat. Stay tuned for more. This is a weekly, if not bi-weekly, a little talk show. I hope to kind of kick it into gear a little more. Please like and subscribe. We do plan to have some first impressions going to this channel, as well as other things. You can also subscribe to me on YouTube at Radar11G. Kevin is Clouded Unknown on the YouTubes. And again, our Twitters would be at Radar11X for me, and Clouded Unknown for Kevin. So please follow us up, and stay tuned for more.
Bye, everybody. Don't you miss the days when memory audio to MP8 conversion was illegal? I think I brought home over 2,000 songs during my first year on this job.